Hey guys, this is Pharaoh2091, and welcome back to Let's Play Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Dual Destinies. Last time we left off, we finished the investigation for today, and it seems like there's a lot going on. Like, that Florent LaBelle guy, something's up with him, and, well, we found out from Mr. Tenma there that he was getting blackmailed. If he didn't do the merger, then somebody was going to kill Jinxie, so it seems like there is a motive going on. So let's see what's going to happen here. Seems like she's really thinking there. You okay, Athena? You've been really antsy ever since we got here. I'm just excited. This is my first real court case after all. Yeah, real ball of excitement she is. I know just what she needs. Athena! Ah! Did you ever learn about indoor and outdoor voices? I'm just trying to show you the best way to relieve your pre-trial jitters. By scaring the daylights out of me? No, I find that shouting, "I'm fine!" in a loud voice really relieves stress. It's part of my Cord to Steel voice workout and a must before every trial. You want me to shout? Here? That's right. Here? I'll go first. Then you try. I'm Apollo Justice, and I'm fine! Alright, I'm Athena Sykes, and I'm fine! I think that actually worked. I thought it might help. Always works for me. An old friend of mine from junior high and I say it all the time. I see. A proven remedy to calm the soul. I like it. Hey, how about we finish off with a race around the courthouse. The point is to relieve stress, not get totally exhausted. What's with all the racket, you two? Oh, Mr. Wright. Just a little voice workout. Hey, what's with the suit? Oh, this? I was thinking about getting my attorney's badge back at, wait. I was thinking about getting my attorney's badge back after all. That's all. That's all? That's huge news. But why now? I have a feeling I'll be needed in the courtroom again sometime soon. But we can talk about that another time. Oh, fair. Inquiring minds want to know. So this is right before Apollo, what's his name, Phoenix got his badge back. And honestly, I like the new suit. I really like it. But wow. I'm so used to him in his usual laid-back clothes. That suit makes him look like $1 million. By the way, have you heard about the prosecutor assigned to this case? Yeah, he's serving time, but before that he was a prosecutor. He also uses psychology? That's right. I've heard of rumors about how he was back before his conviction. Using the power of suggestion, he could make even the most stalwart defendants confess. Psychology in a courtroom. Been hearing a lot about that lately. So, he must be a pretty scary guy, considering he's a prison inmate and all. So they say. They also say he'll cut you down if you talk too much. I knew he was gonna be bad news. It's probably just hyperbole, but at least I know. At least I hope for your sake. Wait, so is it true or not? Let's just say you should be concise and choose your words carefully. If you like to keep that head of yours attached to the rest of your body, that is. Yikes! Better tone down my cords of steel, too. So, are you all ready? It might be a good idea to check the court record again before stepping into the ring. Right, Mr. Wright. But I'm fine. I'll be watching from the gallery. Good luck. Thanks. Okay, let's do this. The odds of pulling this off are ridiculously low, but that's nothing new. Believe in our client. Seek the truth. That's all we can do. Hang in there, Mayor Tenma. Here comes justice. Here comes justice. Alright. I'm a little worried, though, because I'm not sure how the hell this prosecutor is. I've seen, like, images of him and everything, but I really don't know his personality at all, so I'm assuming he's gonna be like a really, really, really harder version of Edgeworth, or I don't know, something. I don't know. We'll see. Day 1. Court is now in session. All rise. Court is now in session for the trial of Damien Tenma. Apollo Justice, defense team leader, is ready, Your Honor. I'd know that big booming voice anywhere. As chipper as ever, eh, Mr. Justice? But who's the young lady next to you? I'm Athena Sykes, Mr. Justice's junior partner and fresh out of law school. Well now, full of beans too, eh? Excellent. Makes an old man feel young again. Now for prosecution. It appears the prosecution is not ready yet. Never fear, for I shall explain. It's just a minor procedural complication, Your Honor. The prosecutor of this case is being escorted from prison as we speak. Prison? Oh yes, of course. I almost forgot that he's currently serving time.
Yup, Prosecutor Blackwell's an inmate. But even a convicted murderer still got a job to do and duties to perform.
I'm unsure what to think of him. He does have that very foreboding presence and aura to him. And that little cutscene there, that katana sword there, reminds me a lot about that whole thing about, wasn't there a sword or whatever in Athena's little flashback? I thought there was. I don't even know. And is that how Fulbright's supposed to sound like? Because I'm unsure about that. I mean, well, what can I do? I mean, it's the voice I picked out for him. Man, my phone's ringing. Well, what can I do there? Who's that with his back to us over there? That's him. I'm sure of it. Prosecutor Blackwell. Is the prosecution ready? Enough jabbering. Get on with it already. Ah! Of course, forgive me! Ugh. Why are all the people related to this case so scary? Very well, Prosecutor Blackwell. Your opening statement, if you please. Ah! What's the matter? I thought I'd have the chains on him. Must we continue to fritter away time like this? It's alright. It is alright that there's an indictment. An opening statement would be pointless. Pointless? Well, is this his theme? Kinda like it. Looks like the cat, or in this case, the prosecutor, has the judge's tongue. But we need an opening statement as an overview of the case at hand. Well then, your baldness, if it's so very important, why don't you do the honors? Do who? Me? It's a term for people who whine and fuss about how they need silly, useless things. And then decide they no longer want them once it's theirs. The selfish old fool. Huh? Wait, was that the prosecution's opening statement? Old dotards such as you are a plague upon the young. I pity your poor grandchildren, or is it great-grandchildren? Oh my god, this guy's rude! All these years, I thought the opening statement was the prosecutor's job. But I suppose I can give it a try. Might be a nice change of pace. What? He actually fell for that? That must have been the power of suggestion Mr. Wright was talking about. Seriously, that's... Man, okay. The opening statement, huh? Well, let's see here. The victim was one Rex Cuby, alderman of the Nine Tails Vale. And the defendant, Damien Tenma, mayor of Tenma Town, is accused of his murder. And why, pray tell, was the mayor arrested? Well, his prints were on a murder weapon. Plus, he had a motive: the elimination of the biggest roadblock of the municipal merger. The caretaker and the secretary, other potential suspects, both have alibis. And his daughter, who was also in the vicinity at the time of the incident, has no motive. So, in a nutshell, I'd have to say the charges against the defendant are incontrovertible. Bravo, your baldness. Your years of experience shine bright like your head. Flattery will get you everywhere. He's playing Simon Says as the judge. Moving right along now, let's hear from our first witness for today, Detective Fulbright. Oh boy, Fulbright. Witness, please state your name and occupation. I am the detective assigned to this case, Bobby Fulbright. Oh, and I'll also be keeping tabs on old Blackwell here. I also heard you would provide protection if it ever came to that. It would seem that I have been sorely underestimated. Wait, who's protecting who from what? Well, still, I truly believe anyone can turn their life around, even old Blackwell here. Fulbright. Save your platitudes for funerals. Get on with your statement. Well, that's the spirit. Justice must be swift and true. I see it in your eyes. There is hope for your rehabilitation and return to society. I will never give up on you. Prosecutor Blackwell doesn't seem to intimidate Detective Fulbright. Well, you know what they say, ignorance is bliss. Oh, so that's why Detective Fulbright was assigned to Blackwell. He's so oblivious. Now, let's have your first statement, Detective Fulbright. You got it! I like to say to the defense that justice will ultimately prevail. Let's see here. So we got a testimony regarding about the murder. Alderman Cuby was arrested with a spear, was murdered with a spear that had been on the wall. The fingerprints on the defendant, Damien Tenma, were found on the murder weapon. At the time, Alderman Cuby was asleep from a drug he unwillingly ingested. Mayor Tenma attacked his helpless victim, impaling him like a human shish kebab. But the sudden pain jolted the victim awake, and he grabbed a statue and struck back. Alderman Cuby had been slipped some kind of sleep-inducing drug? Well, that's right. The accused was scared because the alderman was a former pro wrestler. So he slipped him a drug to make sure he'd be out cold and defenseless. Here's the autopsy report to prove it. Gonna have to take a look at that one. And the victim managed to attack his attacker despite being impaled by a spear? That sounds almost superhuman. Is it even possible? Well, he was a former pro wrestler after all. That spear was probably nothing more than a mosquito bite to him.
Objection!
Not so fast. Don't try to brush it all off by saying the alderman had been a pro wrestler. Do you really expect us to believe he could fight back after being skewered by a spear? Never heard the incredible feats of which man is capable of in a pinch, have you? Like the samurai of yore, yes, wrestlers can battle through intense pain. It sharpens their senses. I used to talk about it with a former wrestler I met in the clink. I don't know. It still sounds like a little far-fetched. Does it now? That perhaps we should test the theory of you with the edge of my blade. I didn't sign up for this. He's like, damn it, I don't have it. And so your life is spared. For now. Please let those shackles be made of titanium. I don't want to die. My investigations are as thorough as they are foolproof, or my name isn't Fulbright. I vow to resign immediately if I ever make a false arrest. The accused prints were on a weapon, and he's the one person without an alibi. Quite decisive evidence. Wouldn't you agree, your baldness? The The defendant is sounding guiltier by the minute. He has a judge leading toward a guilty verdict, and the trial has just barely begun. What's more, a curious rumor about the accused is making the rounds. They say he seeks the murder for the purpose of freeing Temotaro from his imprisonment. Truth be told, I can think of no real reason to show interest in that backwards burg. Perhaps he's a complete nutter and really does seek to release an imaginary demon. Either way, he's raving mad and more than capable of murdering the alderman. Well, that mayor's a strange one, all right. I heard he went to a blood drive, but instead of donating, he tried to make a withdrawal. What the hell? Order! There will be no gossiping in my court. Your baldness. Please take a gander at those charms plastered across his cranium. I hear they're meant to keep him safe from possession by the demon Temotaro. Then again, perhaps he's already under the demon's spell. Behold! The lunatic appears poised to lunge at you at any moment. Ah! The rumors and quirks of Mayor Tema have no relevance to this case. Besides, those charms on his head, they're just a fashion statement, I think. Come to think of it, such things don't seem relevant to the case, do they? The prosecution will refrain from dragging our client's reputation through the mud. Oh, what a dreadfully fearsome lass we have here. Phew, thanks for that lifeline, Athena. Careful, Apollo. He has a judge dancing in the palm of his hand. The power of suggestion is one of the more powerful tools in Simon Blackwell's arsenal. He's trying to manipulate everyone's impressions to suit his objectives. This guy really is bad news. In any case, it seems the victim did manage to defend himself despite being impaled. What sort of weapon did he use against his attacker? Well, none other than his statue right here. It appears to be a statue of two strange creatures locked in battle. Two yokai to be exact. On one side is a nine-tailed fox and the other in Temotaro. But quite interesting if you think about it. It's as though this very case were rendered in art. Alright, so the weapon used to bludgeon the mayor. His blow was on it, but no prints could be lifted. Mr. Justice, you may perceive your cross-examination. Okay. I guess I'll do this for a little bit and I'll probably call it an episode. But let's see. First off, I want to look over my evidence real quick. Especially regarding, here we go. Stabbed with a spear, estimated time of death around 3:20 p.m. The victim had been in a drug-induced slumber. What else was there? The weapon used to bludgeon the mayor and mayor's blood. No prints could be found. Okay. It just seems weird how he would get up that, quickly like that and then bludgeon him. So that's what I'm trying to think. There must be something up there, and it could be the crime scene photo I might present somewhere. Okay, well, let's go. Let's see. Alderman Kyo's murder of spear had been on the wall. Okay. On the murder weapon. Well, let's go ahead and press on this one. It doesn't make sense if you think about it. Prints could be easily wiped off. You do have a point there. I'd venture to say he did not wipe off the prints because he could not. What do you mean? What does he mean? It looks like he wants you to figure it out. Well, don't just stand there. Show him who's boss. I'm totally lost. So why don't you just tell me the answer already? I don't think he saw that plea for help. You feeling alright there, kid? Running a fever, perhaps? I wish trials came with a reset button. Well, specifics may not yet come to light. Please proceed, Detective Fulbright. So at the time, he was asleep with a drug he... Okay, how about this? Come to think of it, a coffee cup was found on the floor. Was the sedative in his coffee? Bingo! We found traces of a sleeping agent all over the inside the cup. And that is why he was out cold. That is until he leapt to his feet upon being impaled by the mayor. What an awful way to wake up. A rather stimulating eye-opener, if you ask me. I too would have risen to the attack, for to die in battle is a samurai way. Paradise awaits fallen heroes, but that hole in his stomach would make eating a challenge. Wow. Prosecutor Blackwell, please! Those morbid jokes of yours have no place in this court. Says the jester in detectives, guys. Moving right along. He attacked his helpless look, impaling him like a human shish kebab. Son in pain jolted the victim awake and he grabbed the statue and struck back. Could he really have attacked his attacker after being impaled with that huge spear? Absolutely! After all, he was once a pro wrestler. The injustice of being drugged, then spear was answered with a righteous counterattack. But does being a former pro wrestler make him a superhuman? Well, absolutely! After all, he was one of the good guys, like a superhero on the side of justice. Even though he was retired, he could still don his superhero guise in times of need. Objection! You need to lay off the comic books, Detective. We're talking about real life here. Setting aside the half-wits flights of fancy, the fact is this. The court-ordered post-mortem concluded the victim moved after his skewering. So he found the strength somehow to attack his attacker, huh? Detective Fulbright's testimony sounds all airtight. No wonder he's confident. No, he also thinks it's airtight. It's up to us to poke some holes into it. That part about the alderman fighting back sounds like a big hole waiting to be poked. Well, yeah, that's what I was looking at too, but I'm trying to see... Sudden pain jolted the victim awake. Wait a minute. Let's see, okay, I figured that out. They said there were no prints on this, right? No prints were lifted. How did they know that he grabbed it then? Well, you know what, guys? I totally forgot the time limit. Time here is going a little bit past 23 minutes. I'm going to go ahead and end the episode off, and then we'll, next episode, we'll present. I'm assuming that this has to be it. Continue with the trial here. First impressions of Blackwell, it really is kind of intimidating. I like the character so far. He is like a really, just, to me, seems like a really extreme version of Edgeworth. At least how Edgeworth was when we first met him. So this seems like it's going to be interesting. Alright, well, so as usual, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys next time for Let's Play Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney, Dual Destinies. I'll see you guys later.